All right. Good morning once again, everyone. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh once again. It's 10:05 as we mentioned. Inshallah, we pray to Allah to make today's gathering a success. First, we would like to really appreciate our father, who is the um, guest speaker for today. He is the president and chairman of the Governing Council of the Chartered Institute of Personnel Management (CIPM). Mallam Ahmed Gobir, thank you so much. He joined promptly. We are really privileged to have you in our midst, and we hope that we can really benefit from your wealth of knowledge, your stream of experience today. With your indulgence, before I proceed to read your profile, I would like to call on the president of the Graduate Members Association, who himself is senior manager at KPMG, Mallam Taiwo, to please give a word of opening for us to whet our appetite and get set the tone for today's gathering.
Okay, now, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Right.
Alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen. We thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who has made it possible for us to converge here today. So, Alhamdulillah, we pray that He makes this program a successful one and make us enjoy the full benefits, of the lessons for today. So I want to welcome everyone of us once again. Firstly, to appreciate our guest speaker who has taken time to join us today at this monthly event. So every month at GRAMA, which is Graduate Members Association, an organ of MSSN Lagos, we meet on a monthly basis to have periodic sessions like this to equip ourselves. A lot of us are early career professionals, so at intervals like this, we meet up to um, educate ourselves and get ourselves ready for the business environment, get ourselves ready for middle level management, senior level management. So we want to appreciate our father again for taking his time to be with us today. Then I want to also implore every one of us to please grab our pen and our notepad to pay attention to the lessons that our father will take us through today. I pray to Allah to easy for him and easy for the rest of us. So I hand over back to the moderator. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Madam Kuye, for that brief opening. My name is Latif Sani, and inshallah, I'll be your guide for today's event. Just to quickly mention that while we are here, two things very, very important. The call for volunteer for the Grammar Conference 2026 is already on, so I'll be dropping the link for volunteers to register their interest in the chat. I close it by Sunday, if I'm not mistaken. I'll confirm that. Also, same for our monthly sessions, we are calling on volunteers who would be willing to pilot the activities of that team as well. So, inshallah, I'll drop the link for both of these sessions, both of these links, registrations in the chat. So, please, if you still have friends who are not here yet, please, this is the time for you to nudge there because it's about to get started, and trust me, you don't want to miss any moment of this. Very quickly, I would raise citation of our father here today. Madam Ahmed Gobir is a highly skilled, dedicated, and licensed HR professional and corporate lawyer with over 30 years of experience in both public and private sector. He holds a Bachelor's of Arts degree in history, a Master of Business Administration, specializing in management, a Bachelor's of Laws, and Barrister at Law, BL. He is a barrister and solicitor of the Supreme Court of Nigeria. His journey with the HR profession started with the Chartered Institute of Personnel Management in 1989, when he was admitted into the institution as an affiliate, from where he gradually rose through the grades to become a fellow in 2006. His service to CIPM over the course of his 34 years of membership include, but are not limited to, the following: being the chairman, Professional Conduct and Ethics Committee, the chairman, Audit Committee, member of Board of Fellows, elected council member, a member Governing Council, member Board of Trustees of the CIPM's Members Multipurpose Cooperative. He was also a branch secretary and chairman, CIPM Kaduna branch. He has worked in the private sector for over 30 years, starting his career in the public service as a personnel and industrial relations officer in 1985 with the Ajaokuta Steel Company Limited, from where he moved into the private sector in 1990 as an industrial relations manager and later company secretary and head HR at Cotton and Agric Processors Limited. He joined Crystal Hope Nigeria Limited in 2001, where he rose to the position of managing director in 2013. And he also, in 2018, he joined Dangote Cement Group as a senior general manager and was designated as a regional HR advisor. Subsequently, he was promoted to group manager and reassigned as a strategic HR business partner. At Dangote, he oversees 6 Anglophone countries of Ethiopia, Ghana, Sierra Leone, South Africa, Tanzania, and Zambia. Ladies and gentlemen, he is a former Honorable Commissioner for Commerce, Industry, and Cooperatives and member of the Kwara State Executive Council. Please, with that, if your hands are not too busy, your virtual hands, I presume, at this time, um, reading the citation alone is enough for us to understand that we've got ourselves today a gem of a father, a gem of a mentor, a gem of a guide. And I want to believe that we'll pay him our rapt attention, give him all the cooperation required to make this journey a success. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, I present to you Mallam Ahmed Gobir. You have the floor now, sir.
Okay. Thank you very much, Lasisi, and let me apologize ahead that it's a bit dark here because NEPA is taking light. You know, with the cost of diesel, we try to manage the use of the state controls, the use of the generator.
It's understandable, sir.
I apologize for that. Let me start off by thanking you all for inviting me to come speak to you today on the topic Beyond the Resume, Elevating Your Career Game Across Boundaries. And let me especially thank Mohamed Tawa Balogun, who ensured that I made it here today. Beyond having come to me over a month ago to invite me to speak to you, he continued to follow up. And yesterday I was just arriving from Abuja. As soon as I landed, this call came in just to confirm if I'll be available. And I told him, inshallah, I'll be available at least to for the invitation to come speak to my brothers and sisters here. I pray that Allah makes our journeys all easy for us, and that whatever we share here today will be to and for to all our benefit. So, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
So, I think very visible, and we can all see it. Hello, Lasisi, can someone just confirm that my screen is visible?
Yes.
Yes, your screen is.
Okay. All right.
Yes, sir, we can see your screen.
Thank you. Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you. So I've been asked to speak elevating your cake. My presentation very, very brief, so that we can also take questions and answers at least before we round off. Asisi, let me just confirm again how much time do I have to speak? I think it's important.
Sir. Yes, you have 45 minutes, sir.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
Thank you. So my time starts now.
Yeah, I want to confirm, sir, if you could maybe put this on slideshow. It's not on slideshow yet.
From my end, it is on slide.
Okay, perhaps you want to just reshare. That could be network.
Sure, I'm surprised. Maybe it's the network.
Yeah, could
I
network.
deliberately made sure it's on slide. But
Okay.
let me just try. Let me try again. Let me
Okay, all
just
right.
try again.
All right, all right.
How about now?
Maybe someone else can confirm. From my end, it's still on the regular.
Same, but
I
we
think
can
we
move.
can see it now.
Can see it.
Okay.
It is on the second slide now. Why go beyond the resume?
Yes, I understand. Yes, but what I'm saying is it on slideshow so that at least it's covering the
No,
screen and everyone can
No,
see.
no, 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 not
no, it
yet.
is not on flashing.
Wow.
You can
This
click
is,
on the button before the zoom
yeah,
on the bottom right.
I did.
Wow.
I
Okay.
did. I'm very familiar with this.
Yes,
I did.
I can. I saw that you clicked it earlier. In fact, it was highlighted that you clicked it, but I guess network. Yeah, I could
I
see that
guess
it
the
was highlighted.
network.
I think it's a network.
Yeah, so we can go on. You can still see it.
You can see your screen, sir.
Okay. My okay, my apologies. Okay, so I like to start this discourse by looking at why do we need to go beyond the resume? And I'm starting by, of course, the proposition that we need to go beyond resumes because resumes only provide us what we call limited representation. They simply show our qualifications, they show our experience, but they do not demonstrate what our full potentials are, what our soft skills are, or what our culture fit, you know, really are. Actually put us out there in the market. And we all know, of course, that the job market, of course, changes. So today's employers naturally, of course, look for professionals who are very adaptable, who have diverse skill sets, and who are able to navigate. May I please appeal to anyone who is not speaking to mute their microphones, please?
Oyekunle, can you please mute? Oyekunle, we can hear you. Can you please mute? Thank you.
Now, the third reason why we need to go beyond the resume, of course, is because we all know that we need to have professional presence for us to be able to attract the right kind of job opportunities. And that speaks to digital transformation. We need to extend ourselves, and our professionality across multiple platforms. Some use WhatsApp, some use TikTok, some use LinkedIn. In my view, and sometimes I tell people, use as many of it, as you can to project yourself. For us as humans and professionals, we need to do what we call strategic branding. And strategic personal branding is such that provides us the opportunity to leverage all the digital platforms and social media platforms that we have to project ourselves. The fourth, of course, is around hidden opportunities. And it is a fact that 70% of jobs today are never advertised publicly. And this, of course, makes networking and relationship building very, very essential. Most organizations want to recruit, using what we call man no man, using personal touches, as opposed to going out there to advertise job opportunities publicly, as we know they used to do in the past. Access job opportunities is only by picking up newspapers, and you find adverts on the pages of newspapers. People even advertise job opportunities on televisions, and you could get them. These days, you need to network to be able to even get access to some of these job opportunities. Some of them are simply just posted on online job platforms. Jobberman, where individual businesses also have job platforms to which they post their openings. So unless you know about this, you do not have access to just to those kind of job opportunities. So of course, to access those hidden opportunities. The last being, of course, being global competition. Professionals across the world now compete across, geographical boundaries. There is no limit to where you can access job opportunities, especially now that we have the gig economy. We have lots of people, especially among Gen Zs and millennials and even Gen Alphas now, who are accessing job opportunities while sitting down, of course, for example, in the comfort of their homes in Surulere or in Ojuelegba, or in Lekki or in VI or wherever at all. They do not even have to go out of the comfort of their respective homes to be able to leverage the gig economy to access, of course, job opportunities. And there's a lot of talent migration that is also going on. So people, of course, link up, network, with other professionals, and then they are able to access, those opportunities that are there. So that's one reason why we need to, of course, go beyond just our resume, and of course, reach out through other platforms. Now, next we'll be talking about the power of strategic networking. Now, the power of strategic networking provides us access, to hidden opportunities like I've spoken on about before. So strategic networking opens doors to those 70 to 80% of jobs that are never publicly advertised in the workspace. We have what is also called knowledge exchange. Networks, of course, provide us valuable industry insights, trends, and best practices that keep you ahead of the curve. And I'm going to speak into an experience at the Shrimp Conference in San Diego in the US. And we got on talking, and the person just spoke about, sir, I'm job, my profiles, my resume in so and so places. And then at one of the technical sessions in Shrimp, in Nigeria, and just from what I heard, of this person, I kind of had a feeling that, look, if this person were to have the opportunity, for this job role that he mentioned that he had put in his profile or resume for, I kind of feel that he has some value addition. And so when we came back, I spoke to this gentleman and I asked that, okay, please go and see so and so person. And I mean, believe it or not, he's going to be starting that job on the 1st of September. So the power that provides opportunities for people. Networks provide valuable industry insights. It also helps you to speak to trends and best practices that also helps to keep you ahead of the curve. And when people, of course, are also able to discern what kind of value addition you can. Networking is important important to our respective careers, as individual. And there's no leveraging relationship capital. Nothing is as good as leveraging relationship capital. I often speak to my own experience. I have had to leverage, my relationship with people to be
Oh, sorry, am I the only one? I can't hear anything from you.
Yeah, from you also, I could not be able to hear anything. Uh, Maybe it's network or music, so I could not be able to hear anything from you.
It's not the network. I think it's general.
All right, apologies about that. Please let's give a few minutes. I guess his network went off or it took everyone out or something. But let's just give a few minutes.
vouch for your intellect, vouch for even your visual identity, and even vouch, of course, for your conduct as a professional and your conduct even out of the workplace. The third, of course, is around your value proposition. I will be speaking much more later, in the slides around this issue of personal brand. The
Sir, you are muted now. We can't hear you any longer.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear
Yes,
you
sir,
now,
we can
sir.
hear you now. It's clear.
My very
Yes, sir.
my very
Yes, sir.
sincere apologies. And are my slides still back on screen? On the screen?
Not yet.
No, not yet back.
Okay, let me try and get it back there. Please just let me know when it's back, please.
It's back now, sir.
Yes, it's back on.
Okay,
Crafting your personal brand.
okay, all right. Thank you very much. So you must clearly, of course, articulate, like I said, your unique brand, your selling points, as an individual, and what are the specific values, that you will be bringing to an organization, of course, or to your clients. And again, I always like to speak about, my own personal experience. My personal experience, for example, in the last, say, 10, 15 years, around value proposition is that although I'm in HR, because my background, is also in law, um, I'm able to speak to my forte remains basically employee relations, and so when I get into conversations around employment laws, employee engagement, industrial relations, employee relations, I fly with all sense of modesty. And I feel like I'm in my comfort zone. And it is this, for example, that got me my current, my role. I recall that when I was going to join my employers in 2018, it was because they were looking for a regional advisor for our Pan-Africa locations. It was the time when Dangote Cement was already, moving into Pan-Africa. And they wanted, and they
Mr.
wanted,
Akash, how are you?
Sorry, sir. Mr. Shamsuddin, can you mute, please? Mr. Shamsuddin. Mr. Shamsuddin, please mute. Thank you.
And they wanted someone, of course, who can relate, with these other locations because of the differences in our employment and labor laws. So it will be a lot easier for someone, for example, who has a background in law, and who, although is an HR practitioner, his forte is also around employee relations and employee engagement. So when I was interviewed, I recall that the focus of the conversations that I had with the group chief HR officer then and the head of recruitment at the time was around what are your experiences around interfacing with, other African countries. What do you understand, say, about their labor laws and their labor codes? So value proposition is very, very important. The last around crafting your personal brand is, of course, creating a compelling career story for yourself, a narrative that makes people want to look at your resume, and that makes people want to connect with you, that makes people want to talk to you. A narrative around your personal story, your personal career story, weaving this with your past experiences, and your current experiences. And then, of course, trying to connect it to your future aspirations as far as your career growth is concerned. You must also build a powerful digital presence. And I know that we're all doing that now. It's all part of personal branding. I'm not sure that I will have on this call anyone who probably does not have a LinkedIn profile. If you have a LinkedIn profile, then you must ensure that you optimize your profile with keywords, that you are able to engage, people on LinkedIn with industry content. And I'm going to be speaking to this, of course, when I speak further on about personal branding. And like I said, all of what I'm going to say may not necessarily be on the slides here, but I'm glad to just share at least from this. You must share valuable insights, with people who are likely to go to your LinkedIn page to see or to get to know who you are, so that you position yourself, as one who is knowledgeable about that part or that area of his or her career. If you can have a personal website of your own, a portfolio. If, for example, you are not in paid employment, you are in some other kind of businesses, you can create your own personal website and portfolio so that you can showcase your work. You can speak to your achievements, and you can showcase your expertise, within that controlled environment. It is a controlled environment because it is your personal website. And that website reflects your personal brand as an individual. If you're very active on social media, you can also create content, develop articles, post videos or podcasts, that speaks to your expertise, that also, of course, provide value to those who come on to watch the article, to watch the videos or the podcasts you're posting, or even the articles you are speaking to. You should participate in relevant professional groups and forums to build relationships and establish credibility. Online communities. And I'd like to congratulate all of you in Grammar for what you are doing, because this is part of the kind of online communities that I expected, of course, to create. I know beyond just an online community, you also have a way, of course, of meeting yourselves, but even what you're doing here enables you, of course, to create a digital presence, for yourself as a group and for yourselves as individuals. In going beyond, your resume to enhancing your profile, you must also embrace continuous learning. And continuous learning, of course, may be around formal education, which of course involves pursuing relevant certifications. For everyone who cares to listen to me, I tell a lot of those I have met who are in HR practice to say, go and get some certification. You may be doing HR today in your workplace, but if you do not have the right kind of professional certification, in my view, you are a quack. And that kind of certification that I encourage, of course, people to get, and forgive me if you think I'm selfish, is for all those in HR, I say, go and get the CIPM certification. That qualifies you to properly practice as HR. If you have a first degree, it would be nice to get an advanced degree. If you're an accountant, it would be nice to get an ICANN certification. You know, if you're an engineer, it would be nice to be current certified. You know, if you're in marketing, it would be nice, of course, to get certification from the Nigerian Institute of Marketing, and so on and so forth. You can also take specialized courses, which creates a niche for you, a niche that aligns your career goals with the demands of the industry where you work. And when we're talking about industry, we're not talking about businesses or companies. We're talking about the industry. I mean, we say the HR profession. So you have the HR industry, the accounting industry, you know. So you meet, of course, the demands of the industry. There's also, of course, experiential learning. And experiential learning, of course, allows you to seek out tasks and assignments for yourself. Do not just be that professional who sits down to only the jobs or only the tasks that are assigned by your line manager. If you are able, you know, and I encourage you all to make yourself able to ask to join other assignments beyond that which are given to you. You must be able to handle cross-functional projects. Make yourself available. Do not just limit yourself to projects that are being done in the finance department or in the sales and marketing department. If you do, you have the opportunity to join those in operations for a project, join them. Like I always say, no knowledge, of course, is wasted. So volunteer your time and opportunities to ensure that you are able to develop new skills for yourself. And unless you participate in cross-functional projects, unless you make yourself available for experiential learning, you know, you will not be able, of course, to access this this experiential learning that we're talking about. There must also be what we call self-directed learning. Today, there are several online courses on online platforms. The LMS platforms, the learning management systems that we have. You have them in LinkedIn, you have in Coursera, and so many. There are so many industry publications that we can access. And there are so many professional communities that we can join, even on WhatsApp, you know, to be able to stay in tune, of course, with the emerging trends in our respective industries. I've spoken about mentorship and coaching before. Get a mentor for yourself. Get a coach for yourself who can always provide guidance, can provide you feedback, and can help to accelerate your professional development. So mentoring can be from one who is slightly older and senior in terms of career, or it can even be peer-to-peer mentoring, you know, amongst your. Hello, have you lost me again?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Oh, okay. I had a sound, so I thought. So you can also have, I mean, career conversations, just like we are having here. I mean, you can have coaching for leadership development. You can have individual and counseling, and you can take on, of course, developmental assignments. Now, next will be developing a global career mindset. One of the bane of some of us, of course, is limiting ourselves to our local environments. And so we become what in my own local parlance I call local champions, rather than, of course, seeking to make ourselves relevant globally. The opportunities are there. In my intro, I spoke about the gig economy. and the fact that, talents have options now. And so many countries and so many businesses, of course, are suffering talent migration. Now, so be that persona, who is also part of this. Although we do not encourage, or we keep trying to ask people not to japa, but if you are japaing for the right reason, by all means, japa. If you're japaing to go get a job, that aligns with your professional goals and your career, by all means, japa. But do not japa and then go and work as a cleaner, or japa only to go and be a cab driver. Japa, to a place where you can leverage, your career experiences, your professional competencies, the qualifications that you have, to access the kind of jobs that you have. So it's important to have cultural intelligence. You must develop awareness and adaptability to different cultural contexts so that you can weave in at any time. Your communication styles must be such that people respect what you say, and so must be your business practices. And communication styles, of course, also speak to your language skills. Invest in learning languages that are relevant to your industry or target markets to enhance communication and build rapport. And when we're talking about languages, I'm not saying because we speak English, you necessarily have to go and learn French. It is good. You can also learn Arabic. It is good. But every business and every profession also have a language. At least the one that I know is what we call the language of the law. If you're a legal practitioner, you do not just come to court and begin to speak grammar and English. There is what we call the language of the law. So when you come in and you speak, people know that it is a lawyer that is speaking. And even though I'm not in full-time legal practice, I believe that when I speak and wherever I speak today, people can always say, I've had people walk up to me to ask, are you a lawyer, sir? And then I ask them, why are you asking them? And then they say, okay, no, because you said this, because you said that, so it's something that if you're an accountant, you must learn the language of accounting. If you're in sales and marketing, you must learn what we call the marketing language, how to sell, so that when you speak, people know, people want to buy the product that you're selling. Seek out international experience where you have the opportunity. Take on international assignments where the opportunities also provide. You can also work with remote global teams. Like we said, the world today is a global village, and people are doing all sorts of things in the gig economy. So we all can take advantage of this. In local parlance, we call it side hustle. And side hustle can be, as long as it is legitimate, I think everyone and anyone should try to do some side hustles. Now, it's also important to have global industry knowledge. Whatever industry you are operating from, you must have an international knowledge of what is happening around that. So you need to stay informed about international market trends.